Alright guys, Raw4x4, I've jumped on board the channel and it's very exciting. In front of me I've got a table full of parts, as you can see here. So essentially we've got two big front leaf springs here, two big rear springs. Now these are 200 to 400 kilo constant rating, so that's obviously great because I'll have potentially a bike on the back and heavy weight, so that's going to allow for that. And then we've got their nitro shocks here, steering dampener, and we've just got some shackles here, and then we've got the front and rear U-bolts, all the bushes, and we've also got some stickers here. And essentially this is going to be the full kit we use to throw in the 60 here to obviously give us that 2-inch lift and obviously flex off-road, because the current suspension in here is pretty much stock and the little like suspension shocks are kind of like maxed out and it's a bit not ideal. So this would be really good to get this fully installed. Okay guys, so obviously we're going to get the original suspension heights here. Very excited to see what we get, how high we get. So from the center bore here, my 60, to the top of the guard here, we've got, I'd say about 544 mil, okay? So that's our measurement we're going to be basing it off. So hopefully by then that's roughly 590, but we'll obviously see how we go. Now let's get a measure for the front. Okay, and at the front here, from the center to the top of the guard, we've got about 541. So yeah, about 3 mil lower than the rear. But obviously you'd expect that, this being the driver's side. So hopefully we can get that up to, what, 480 roughly. That'd be about a 2-inch on top of this. So yeah, time to start pulling the suspension apart. Okay guys, just got on Supercheap Auto and we've got these massive jack stands. That's the max height. And that's the max height of the other one. So they're absolute beasts. And yeah, they got 705 mil max height. So now we can lift this rear up and we don't have to do any dodgy blocks or anything. And yeah, this is just an absolute beast. Okay guys, we've got the first one fully off now and you can see that's all fully stripped. Okay guys, so quite funny, but the previous suspension in the 60 was backwards. So right there at the moment, those are actually the rears and the front, and then the front and the rears. So we've put this one up and as you can see, it actually suits for the length, which makes more sense. And it's got this massive extra bar here, which is obviously going to be our 200 to 300 kilo constant load. So this is heavy duty stuff. Most other 60s on YouTube we've seen haven't optioned that in. So all four of them look the same, but this one is different. So we've got this extra strength here and this is the way it's going to lie in. So that one will go straight in the back here. And if you have a raw kit yourself, you can see here, DS stands for driver side, and then if it says NS, that stands for near side. So make sure you get the driver side one, because it's probably got a bit better load rating, or it's made slightly different to allow for the extra weight of the driver. So we're going to now chuck this bad boy in the cart. Okay guys, now it's been an hour or two, but finally putting the rear shocks in. As you've seen, leaves are now fully in. And we've just put one shock back here, looks great, really awesome. Got the sticker facing towards the back so you can see it. And yeah, now we'll install this on the other side, tighten everything up, chuck the wheels on, and then this rear should be finished. Okay guys, lift in the rear is fully done, very exciting, fully tightened off. Took a few hours, but we're here. It does look quite massive, but remember, these are load rated springs, and also we have almost no weight in the rear at the moment. So pretty much before we had 550 here. So if we go center hub, top of this arch, we've got 610. So it's gone up about 60 mil, which sounds ridiculous, it's because it is. But we're, like I said before, spare wheel needs to go back in. Once we get the big 200 amp lithium battery in here and all the weight in the fridge, it's really gonna bring that down again. So it does look quite ridiculous now. I love it, I think it looks awesome. And yeah, we've just reconnected the sway bar, but I'm gonna get little extension links for that, just so we've got a bit more movement. And the brake line and the disc breather, I'm gonna extend those as well. But for now, it's fully fine. I'm just not gonna go off-roading like crazy at all until I get that fixed. But yeah, it looks really cool. Okay, so here we've got the shock in here, Raw4x4 Nitro, logo facing outwards, obviously that's the best way to do it. We've got brand new pins here with greasable nipples, and then we've got the leaf spring running right through here, as you can see. 2 big U-shackle bolts there, 4 nuts and bolts under there, running up here to the shackle. So this spring here would be about a 2-inch lift, and then plus the shackle, which might be giving it an inch or 2 there. So overall about 3 to 4 inch lift. And then essentially you can see here, right now it's at full flex, as you can tell by the shocks. And you can see that brake line there has actually got so much room, which is really good to know. And same with the other one on the other side. So the front's all clear. It's only really the back we're gonna have to just sort of try and extend one of the brake lines. But now we're gonna chuck the wheels on, get this back up to normal height, and then we'll install essentially the last piece of the puzzle, which will be the steering dampener, which will replace this old factory one up here. Okay guys, so front lift's fully done. Just got the steering dampener to go, but we're going to do a quick measure. So off camera we measured this, it was 550 from center hub to bottom of the guard. We got about 590, so it's got up about 40 mil, which makes sense. So we'll jump on the other side now and check that one. All right, now this one's about 595, so almost 600. So this one's a little bit higher, which is sort of what we expect. And obviously give this time to settle, it's all going to go down a bit, and once we get a big bull bar and winch and spotties on here and stuff, it's also going to go down again. So pretty happy overall. The back's gone really high, but that's just because of the extra weighted springs. So now let's chuck the front steering dampener in. Okay guys, steering dampener is in. You can see here, pretty straightforward. 2 bolts there, 2 bolts over there, and then yeah, sticker you put on after because you kind of rotate it, so you sort of rotate it the way you want it, and then you can put the sticker on. And if I get the odd one here, just for a bit of comparison, you can just see it's completely different. And I've been informed that these are actually ball joints, which, if you only think about the Prado 90 series, is a big no-no. So that's awesome that we replaced 2 ball joints for some actual proper nut and bolts. So that is now fully done, and we're essentially going to take it for a little test drive. Okay guys, it's actually been almost a week since that last video now. I've had the car with the 2-inch lift running on the roads doing 110 k's an hour and off-road, and I've got to say it's held up really well so far. It's only been a week, but essentially I thought we'd do a little run over of what I got in this kit in case at home you want to get a similar kit to yourself. So the front, it's got nitro 35mm bore, nitro gas charge, then it's got leaf springs, constant load, 0 to 100 kilos, so they're just like pretty standard. They're all going to be like that. That's a 50mm height, so a 2-inch lift. Then we've also got pin bolt kits, which is like you need 4 of them, and then we've got 2 shackles. Now remember, I'm using different shackles just because I don't want the extra lift, but it's really up to you what you want to use. And then also got the big bore 35mm gas steering dampener. So that's obviously the big white one at the front here, and that does make a huge difference with the steering because as you saw before how small and pathetic the last one was. And also with 33s, you know, these aren't the stock tyres. There's a bit more weight, I would say, than the stock tyres. So you want that extra help from the big steering dampener there to move all that weight when you're steering. Now in the rear, as you guys should know, got the exact same shocks. So the nitro 35mm bore nitro gas shocks. Then we've got the constant load 200 to 400 kilo rear leaf springs. Now, right now it's super bouncy, literally because there's almost nothing in the back. So when I'm driving on the roads over a little bump, it kind of exaggerates that bump quite a lot in the rear, as we expect. So pretty much on my end, I'm waiting to get all this battery stuff in, or the 12 volt in the fridge, to really get some weight back in there to really smooth out that ride again. So right now it's a little bit bumpy in the rear, but also it's not a fair comparison because it's not fully loaded yet. So, but it is good to know that it is doing its job. And then also for the rear, we've got the same situation, just 4 U-bolts and little pins to put that all together. So pretty much that's the whole kit really, and I've absolutely loved it so far. And it was pretty straightforward to install. Did take almost 8 hours, and we did install it on a very hot day. It was like 35 degrees, but got there in the end, and yeah, I'm super happy with it and how it looks as well. So the biggest things to come will be once we get the rear bar on, that rear is going to drop. And also once we get the front bar on, which is a full steel bar, because obviously this is just a little piece of steel here, so that's going to come down again. So the car will technically get lower as you chuck all this extra weight on it. But for now, it's performed really well. And off-road, I've never had leaf springs. As you guys may know, I've got the Prado there in the background. That's just coils all around. And I can confirm, like, the leaf springs, they obviously hang lower than the diff when you're off-road. So, because in one sense, this is kind of lifted more than the Prado, but I noticed driving, it's dragging a lot more. And you can even see here, there's a little bit of like sticks and dirt and all sorts that have been hooked on by it. So it's a shame that, like, you can invert the springs, but obviously it's kind of illegal and there's a lot of umming and ahhing about that. But this is just a tour at the end of the day, so I'm not overly fussed. But yeah, you can see why the big 79s with their big lifts, you know, you're still dragging in the bottom of the leaf spring at the end of the day. So it's going to be more to do with the tyre size to really get that back up off the ground. Okay guys, that is the Raw4x4 video fully finished off now. Massive shout out to Raw4x4 for sending that out. I'm going to be using this lift kit obviously in the car for years to come, and I'm going to get heaps of content of it off-road and on-road and just see how it performs, and also, you know, see if it's any good. And also obviously I'm going to get the rear bar on, motorbike, fridge, all that sort of stuff, so the rear will come down and get a little bit heavier, which would be good because right now it's a bit bouncy. But yeah, I've got to extend the rear brake lines and like a diff breather, and then that's pretty much it, and adjust a few of the sway bars. So very, very exciting stuff. Very keen to get this all on the car ready to go. And if you have any questions about yourself and you want to know what I've done with the lift and how I've installed it, feel free to ask me. And yeah, if you want to get a lift kit yourself from Raw4x4, yeah, you know what to search, Raw4x4 60 series lift. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And other than that, like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll try and hit 10K subscribers shortly. See you then.